What's up, YouTube? Got a special treat today. We're gonna do a comparison video. We got on the left here, the GG1000 Mudmaster, and on the right, we have the GSG100 Mudmaster. Both Mudmasters, so what's the difference? Let's find out. Let's go. Alright guys, so here we have it. The two great Mudmasters, one older than the other one, but both great options. Now, when you wonder what are the differences, we're going to discuss those today. On the left, we have the GG1000, which was released in 2016, and they later released the GSG100 on the right, which was released in 2018, 2 years later. Are there differences between these two watches? Absolutely. Now, if you're on the fence on which one to get, they're both great watches, but one does more than the other, and it all depends on what your needs are. On the left, for starters, we have the GG1000. It retails for about $320, $350. The GSG100 on the right retails for about $330, but you have to factor in aftermarket prices. Both of these could be had for about $150. For example, this one here I sell for $140, and this one here you could get it for about $125. So whichever one you prefer, you have to factor in what they're actually worth in real time and real market now. Also, you have to see what functions are available for both of these watches. For example, the GG100 and the GG1000 on the left has more functions than that of the GSG100. This one includes the compass and also a thermometer feature for the watch. It is a dual sensor watch, while the one on the right, its counterpart, doesn't have any sensors, but it has other things that make up for that fallback. Both of these watches have mineral glass. They both are 200-meter water resistance. They both have 5 alarms, and they are both relatively the same in size and weight. The one on the left, the GG1000, measures 56.2 by 55.3 by 17.1 and weighs 92 grams. The one on the right is slightly smaller at 56.2 by 54.9 by 17.3. That in millimeters is practically impossible to tell to the naked eye. All right, so which one do you choose? Let's check out the differences. The GG1000, you'll see the primary difference here is that it's got the dual sensors and the right one doesn't, but it does have solar power for the GSG100. That, my friends, is a huge difference. Now, if you plan on using a thermometer and a compass all the time, or if you use it on a daily basis, maybe you go out and you are a hiker, mountain climber, or something that you're out in the outdoors and you're active, then that might be something that you require. But think about it, it's not solar powered, so you have to rely so much on the quartz battery. The battery is 2 years, has a life of about 2 years, so it does have a good amount of time, but you have to think about it. If you're using that compass and thermometer, often it will eat into that battery. The one on the right doesn't have the thermometer, it doesn't have the compass, but it does have solar power. So if you're looking for a great reliable watch that can take a beating, both of these are great options, but your solar power watch is always a plus on my side. The one on the left, the GG1000 has that second hand on the analog. You'll notice that the GSG100 doesn't have that analog hand, which maybe for you, depending on what you do on a daily basis, once again, may be something that you find interesting. Now, back to that solar power aspect of the GSG100. You'll also see that the GSG100 has a power meter on the actual screen, low, medium, high. You don't get that with the GG1000, so you'll always be guessing how the battery is on this particular watch. This is a great option, and even though it's solar powered, the battery doesn't last forever. You could still lose the battery, but has longer longevity in terms of power and usage because of the solar panel. Now, another thing I noticed in terms of the GG1000 is that the font is actually more legible. Sure, you have the analog hands, and that's cool and all, but You'll notice that the digital time, it's larger font compared to that of the GSG100. For those who have hard vision or have hard time reading small fonts, that will be something you want to factor in. You'll notice right there, you have the date on the digital date time on the top there. And you could switch it between the date mode and the time on both watches, date and day. But you'll notice automatically that the one on the right, it's much smaller, the GSG100. You can display, again, the date on both of them, but you also have that window here that gives you the day of the week, which you lose on the GSG100. The GSG100 does have power saving mode, and it also has a great feature which the the GG1000 does not have. The GSG100 has both auto LED. So, for example, if you turn this one on, turn it on, push and hold, there it is. The light button comes on, and when you flick the watch towards you, there we go. See that? That option is not available on the GG1000, which is kind of neat if you ask me. Also, you'll notice that the light on the GSG100 right here is much brighter with the dual illuminator. Okay? This one has a single LED which lights up all the analog hands. The GSG on the right has dual illuminator, so you have not only the analog hands, but also the digital time lights up for you. Now, in terms of design, both watches are constructed pretty much identical. You have this rugged bezel on both watches, this comfortable resin bands, and they both have resin band keepers. Pretty much the same design on both watches. So don't worry about comfort. They're both going to be as comfortable. Now let me show you guys a really close macro shot of both watches in case you were curious to see how they both look up close and personal. Let's go. All right, guys, and there you guys have it. The GG1000 versus the GSG100. Which one you choose is totally up to you and your needs, but here's the comparison for you guys to decide. If I missed something, please share that in the comment. If this was helpful, please hit the like button and comment below. Tell me how useful it was for you and if it helped you make a decision. Till next time, guys, this is Chicago. Holla at your boys. I'm out of here. Peace.
My G-Shock, I'm rocking 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 my G-Shock.